Looks like I'm live. Hey guys! I don't know who all is here. Hold on a second. Let me fix this a sec. Is this? It's not. I'm all bundled up and cold because I'm not using my heater. Because I got my bill and it was a shit ton of money. It was, oh my God, I don't even want to say it. I'll say it. It was over $100. My gas bill was over $100 because my place is very not well, what do you want to call it? Insulated. So it gets really hot and really cold. And when I got my bill, I was like, okay, we're just going to bundle up because it is so horrible out there. And here's the thing. I am grateful and I am blessed that I can actually afford this, right? Like I can pay that $100 and it's a blessing, but how many people out there can't? It really has me worried. It really has me worried about what is happening out there in this big bad world of ours. I don't want to open up. So depressive, but that is why I am all bundled up because I don't have my heater on and it's freaking cold for LA. At least in my apartment, it's like outside it's a certain temperature and inside it's like 30 degrees cooler. Anyways, let's take roll call. Who's here today? We have Yurika. Hi, Yurika. I am well, thank you. I'm just freezing my patootie off, and so is Miss Chelsea Monkey, and she's been cuddling with me at night, like, because it's cold. Yurika is saying, just wondering, how do you create the thumbnails for your videos? You always have pretty thumbnails. Aw, thank you. Canva, baby. Canva. I'm not the most techy person and artistic, and I'm pretty much just learning on the job as I go. I'm learning a lot, and it's expanding my consciousness and awareness, and it's also making me work out a lot of my false storylines of not being smart enough to do something. So especially when it comes to tech, I always end up in tears. So it's been giving me an opportunity to grow and expand emotionally and mentally and spiritually and financially. So Canva, baby, Canva. Hey, Florentina. You know what? I'm happy to answer that question because it's a more specific one-on-one question with super chats. So just as a reminder, guys, unless it's a general question that everybody can gain knowledge, information, consciousness, awareness, and expansion from, I'll go ahead and I'll do those without a super chat. But the one-on-ones where I have to really hone in on your energy, I am asking for super chats. There's no minimum or maximum. It's whatever you want, but it is an energy exchange. So Florentina, I'm happy to answer with a super chat. So I hope everybody out there is well. It's been an adventurous week, right? Who's had an adventurous week? My goodness. I have been tested, like many of you guys have been tested, with a lot of my storylines and been really being gifted opportunities. Wait, what are you saying, Florentina? Sorry, I usually always super chat you, but I tried to do it there now, but I'm not in the UK to use the GBP. I don't know what that is. That's the message that came on my screen. How annoying. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, if you wanted to, you can do PayPal. You would just send it to info@PayPal. No, you would PayPal the money to info@terriehuberman.com. But you have to let me know that I'm getting a PayPal because it's not going to show up on my screen. So I'll have no idea. So if you go ahead and you PayPal, because a lot of international folks can do that. That's a lot of times when I'm working with international folks, they'll PayPal money or Zelle. So GBP is Great British Pounds, UK currency. Oh, thank you, Eureka. See, I just learned something. Thank you for teaching me, you guys. Appreciate it. Um, yeah. So who's being tested right now? I mean, what a great way to start the new year off, right? One of the things I think is going to happen this year for 2023 is there's going to be a lot of unexpected surprises. I mean, there's always unexpected surprises, but like plot twists, things you would have never thought that would happen could happen. And I know Teal Swan has predicted that as well. And she's literally said plot twists. And I'm going to concur with her because I've had plot twists. But the thing is, these plot twists, these unexpected changes, these out of nowhere surprises are really beneficial to us. They really are. So, for example, I either broke my toe or hurt it really bad Friday, right before Friday live meditation, Friday night meditation. So if you saw it last Friday, I was icing my toe during the meditation. I was in actually a lot of pain. And I've had a very physical lifetime this lifetime with a lot of physical pain and physical issues. I've had several surgeries, 2 on my knee, my jaw. I had a lumpectomy from my breast removed. I had another tumor removed. I mean, I've had a lot of physical challenges in this lifetime. And it's so that my soul can work on, an aspect of itself, like polish part of itself, right? And I'm finally realizing what that part of itself that it's trying to evolve, and it needs my body to do it, which is willpower. I've had stomach surgeries. I mean, the whole thing. Willpower. And so one of the storylines that have a tendency to jump into when I'm either injured or I've been surgerized, operated on, and I have to like stop or really stay still it's not so much about slowing down. Hey Alex, so nice to see you. For me, it's about learning that your life does not have to stop when this happens. Because again, I have this tendency to just like, oh, life is stopped. I have to literally stop everything. Not slow down, meaning just slow everything down and continue. For me, it's like a complete stop. And so and not only is it that I have to stop, but I cannot enjoy life at all while I'm in recovery. Yeah, I have been through a lot, Eureka. We all have stories. We all have stories. So that's one of the things that and it hasn't really been a struggle, which I'm so grateful for. It's been a real nice awareness that no, I don't have to stop my life because I have this broken toe. Right. So yes, it does mean I can't. And I was just starting to get consistency with more physical activity of walking and swimming because I wanted to work with my body more. Again, it's this aspect of will and willpower that my soul is ready to, start working on. And of course, this happens. And I'm like, damn it, Janet, I can't do my walking. I can't do my swimming, all of this stuff. Right. And I've been pretty much laid up in bed with my toe wrapped, icing it, so it's sucked. And I kept saying to myself, no, 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 you are not the toe, because I kept saying, I'm the toe. The toe's ruined my life. It's like, no, 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 no. My toe is part of my body, but I am my higher soul. And hey, Sammy, and I don't have to stop my life because my toe is injured, right? Because I'm supposed to go to Disneyland tomorrow. Right? So I would have in the past canceled Disneyland. I would have canceled all social plans. I would have buried myself privately having a pity party of one. And I'm like, no, this is not happening. Not this time, Satan. Not this time. Right? So I'm still going to go. I'm just going to be a hobble monkey as I go, right? So I'm going to yes and, right? So I'm going to be in the feminine energy of flow, which is it is what it is. Right now this is what is happening. Right now I can only do so much and it's okay. And the other thing is I'm not going to try and control, which I have a tendency to do as well, my healing process. Hey, Eureka, Eureka, have a great time at Disney. Ah, sure will. I haven't been there. I'm a huge Disneyland fan, like ginormous. I haven't been there since before COVID, February 22nd, 2020. Yes, I do remember the dates that I go to Disneyland. Well, not all the dates, but the last date for sure. Disneyland is my jam. So, yeah, so, you know, when you have your storylines that come up, you are being gifted an opportunity to use your awareness, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm using my awareness. I can either hold myself up, not socialize, not do anything, um, and not enjoy life, or I can have that injured toe and still socialize and still go to Disneyland and have a good time and find the joy. Hey, Tuilio, nice to see you. Right. So one of the keys, there's a few keys to, navigating this human experience is you and life. And by being in that frequency of it is what it is, which is kind of like an acceptance, it is feminine energy. And when you are in your feminine energy, you can receive. That's when manifestation starts to happen. Right. So I could have easily blocked my life. I could have blocked my blessings. I could have done all that. But I'm so super aware and I'm making a very conscious choice that I can have this injured toe and and I can also have a good time, right? Let's see what are y'all saying. Sammy, wait, isn't California flooding? Um California, parts of California are flooding. I mean, like where I am, I'm in Sherman Oaks, which is the San Fernando Valley part of Los Angeles. And when it's pouring rain, yeah, it's been flooding. But when the rain stops, where I am, it's been absorbing. Like the cement has been absorbing. Florentina is gonna PayPal me because she's got a question. Okay, great. So what I will do is I will put my PayPal on so I'm alerted when that happens. Don't forget to write in your question after you do the PayPal. Okay, Florentina? So yeah, parts of California is flooded and flooding. We had so much rain. We're not rain people here. And I think another storm is coming in too. So it's a little scary. Like, especially there's a lot of places. You got it, Florentina. A lot of places, a lot of people live in the mountains and they're not used to having so much water on them. So there's mudslides. That's what's happening. And the mudslides are ruining properties and killing animals. It's really sad. It's awful. So, yeah, parts of California are actually parts of like 5-minute drives from me. They're like in bad situations. It's pretty bad on top of like everything else, right? So it's the poor Mother Earth. She's in ascension, and therefore so are we. As far as I'm aware, Disneyland is not flooded. And I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, though. I am bringing my what do you call it? Your plastic things. I'm gonna bring that. Um, what are they called when you put the bag over you? It's like a bag. I forgot what it's called. Yurika, I hope you get to do a video with Colleen again. I love your videos with her. Yeah, we probably will this year. I had reached out to her around October and then she decided to do a follow-up. So I'm sure we'll be working together. I love working with her. She's a very cool person, very real, very down to earth person. And I love Corey too. So I'm sure it'll Poncho. Yes, thank you, Alex. Poncho. It's like a raincoat, Eureka, but it's just like a bag. It's basically a bag with a hole for your head and arms. Yeah. So So yeah. So yes, Sammy, I am going to Disneyland. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going with my niece and nephew and both of my sisters and one of my sister's husbands. Yes, so it's a nice big family trip. I'm gonna hang out with the Mickey Mouse. Although one of my favorite characters is Cheshire Cat. I like the villains better. I'm more of a villain kind of girl. But that's okay. That is okay. So what's up, you guys? How are you doing? What's new? What is going on there? Are people settling in? The chat's slow. There's like what's going to happen is the chat's going to be super slow. And then all of a sudden I'm going to get a shit ton of responses and comments. And then I'm not going to be able to keep up. But Yurika, thank you for teaching me about Great British Pounds. I had no idea. Yeah, it's been slow so far, right? Oh, it's kind of good. It's good that it's slow because that's called the integration period, right? So everything that you've learned or experienced can now settle into your field. Yurika's saying her mom came to Japan. It's so much fun. And you haven't seen her in 5 years. Mama Pajama. Oh my gosh. How's it going? I mean, I'm glad you're having fun. That's great. Is she staying with you or in a hotel nearby? How cool. 5 years. Where's your mom from if she's not from Japan? Are you originally from Japan yourself? Did she move? Oh, there's a story there. Mama's excited to learn. But yeah, so integration is really, really important. Once you've learned something, it's like the processing of the experience you just had, right? I was saying lots of anxiety, mixed emotions, and hidden answers in negative energy. Hey, Sunflower. Wait, what is that? What do you mean by that, Alex? Hidden answers in the negative energy. I'm intrigued by what you mean by that because it's an interesting way of describing it. So she's staying at a nearby hotel, Yurika. Okay, you were born in Japan, but you moved to the UK. You came back to Japan alone 5 years ago. Okay, so your mom's in the UK. That's why she's visiting you. Got it. Okay. You came back alone. You're so brave. Was it for school? Was it for work? I've always wanted to go to Japan. Like, I have this thing about Japan. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to China. I wanted really bad to go to India. So I have gone to India. Loved it. Want to go back. So I definitely have a thing about Asia. I have a connection and I have a calling for my 50th birthday to go to Thailand. So I decided I was going to start saving. I want to go to Thailand for my 50th birthday. So I have this connection of some sort, some way, somehow to Asia. So that's kind of cool. I do want to go back to India as well. It's incredible. But I've never been to China. I've never been to Japan, and I'd really like to go. So you went for work. You've been teaching English in Japan for 5 years. Wow. So you're an English teacher. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah. Hey, Sunflower. I hope you're well. Let's see. Who else is here? Alex, some things that I have appeared to. Okay. So what you mean by this is some things that have appeared to be bad have ended up providing a positive result for me. Got it. Hidden answers in the negative energy. Got it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I do want to come to Japan. The food, I'm sure, is no doubt awesome. I love me Japanese food. Love, 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 love. And I'm sure the people are really nice. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. For sure. I've noticed, okay, so this is a thing that I've noticed. I have been great. I'm very grateful because I have been blessed to have traveled to other countries. And what I notice is that people in other countries are much nicer than when they come here to America. Sorry, that is my experience. When I travel, I meet incredibly nice people, incredibly helpful people, and they tend to be more nice in their own country than they are when they come here. Sunflower, you've been feeling the retrograde energy the last few days. Bad. Yeah. Don't forget you do not have to fall victim to spiritual blackmail, right? Hey Donna, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you do not have to fall victim or prey to spiritual blackmail. You have to understand something, you guys. There is marketing opportunities in everything, and spirituality is by no means exempt. So anytime there's gonna be, if you follow accounts or whatever, there's a portal every other day. There's a retrograde every other day. There's always Mercury retrograde, right? There's always some planet screwing shit up, right? Uh Eureka says, "Do you know what I realized recently? We can make money out of anything." It's true. I'm telling you. Valentine's Day is coming up, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it. I am guilty of it. Like, I will capitalize on a holiday as well. I try to actually not. I try to run discounts when they're not holidays, but for example, Valentine's Day is coming up. Like, don't you think the day of love should be every day? And like Dia de los Muertos, don't you think you should be like honoring your ancestors all the time? All right, Florentina, I got a notification. So did you already write your card? Your card. Did you already write your question, Florentina? If you have, rewrite it for me, please, so that I can answer your question. And thank you. Yes, you can make money out of anything. Perfect, Florentina, perfect. You put it there. Yeah, I was thinking of running a discount on relationship readings for Valentine's Day, and I probably will, because I'm not saying you shouldn't capitalize on it. Absolutely. I mean, any opportunity for income is going to help your tummy be full so that you can be of service and help other people, right? Like, there's this thought in spirituality that you shouldn't be making money. Of course, you should make money, because if you don't have enough money to pay your bills, how are you going to meditate if you're not feeling safe and comfortable to connect to the divine? And that's your like main source of resource. So it's like, yeah, of course you should be making money. But I'm just saying there's a lot of like blackmail that comes along with it, that people try and make you feel guilty. All right. Hey, Sunflower, I do see you. I'm going to answer Florentina's first. Okay. So I was dating someone recently, and long story short, and unfortunately ended badly. I'm really sorry. I'm confused and I want to fix things, but I don't know how he truly feels. Is this worth trying to fix? What's his first name? Can you type in what his first name is? Um, I will say this, Jake. Okay, so here's what I will say. There is, and it's happened to me 1,000 gazillion bazillion times. So even though I'm talking about like spiritual blackmail, there's also truth to it, right? Because like planets are consciousness, right? And everything is consciousness, right? So if your breakup happened during the shadow period to Mercury retrograde, or during Mercury retrograde, or the shadow period after Mercury retrograde, there's a pretty good chance that there will be a revisit or a reconnection. This has happened to me so many freaking times. It happened on the 19th of December. I don't know off the top of my head if that was shadow period. It might have been shadow period. I don't know. You'll probably have to look that up. Then on New Year's Eve, it went bad. So you broke up on the 19th, and then it just got worse New Year's Eve. So if this what here, I'll just say with okay? If this was during the shadow period or during yes, okay, Mercury retrograde, there's a pretty good chance that there will be some sort of reconnection, reunion, not necessarily reconciliation. So this is just a general like piece of information. That could just mean, that you talk again, or that you run into each other, or you hear from him or he hears from you or whatever. But when I tap into you and Jake, for right now, I feel like it is done. So your confusion is just the fact that your heart is not a light switch that you can just turn on and off. So what you're experiencing is the emotion that is sort of, if you want to call it, reverberated, the energetic life force of love that you had with him. Just because someone says it's over, it's again, we're not light switches. It's not just over. So that's where the confusion comes in. That's what it feels like. By the way, shameless plug, I do have a getting over your heartbreak and heartache online course. But and you can find that if you click on the link through that's on here. You can look up where it says breakup information. You can get that course. It's an online course. It's an energetic healing course. It's online. It just feels to me like for right now it's done, and it feels like it needs to be done. And this iteration of your relationship needs to be done. Like it needs to die. It needs to be the phoenix in the fire, right? If there is at any chance of it resurrecting, it has to die the way it is now. And that means it has to be over. You have to make an evolution and a change, and he has to make an evolution and a change in your essence, in your being, in your identities. Okay. So when you're asking, is this worth trying to fix? First of all, understand that if you're trying to fix something, that means you're doing and you're out of alignment with your core energy, which is feminine. Feminine energy receives, masculine energy does. And I don't care what body you're in, I don't care how you identify sexually or by gender, I'm talking energy. So if you're going to try and fix this, you have to understand and know that you are coming at him like a man. So you are being a man and he is a man. So energetically, this is what's going to happen. If you're coming at him like a female, like a feminine energy, that means you receive him, which means you wait for him to reach out if he's going to reach out. And I don't feel like he's going to reach out anytime soon. He's angry and you're angry. Yeah, it was feeling so unnatural because to me, it feels like you were the one leading the relationship. You were guiding, you were doing all the work, right? Because you were not letting him step up into his masculine energy to really see and give this a chance, because you were letting your anxiety drive this situation. So you weren't really able from the beginning to see if it was even a match, because you couldn't just sit tight and let this play out. You had to have some sort of control and know what's going to happen. And a lot of modern women do this, especially if they have anxiety. So you're not like, there's no judgment here. Hello, same thing. But I've had to learn through a lot of practice, slow down, right? He didn't pick up the handkerchief. Exactly. Good one, Alex. Good one. Right? So right now, just know that if you're going to fix, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't tell people what to do. That's so arrogant of me. Who the hell am I to say you need to do this and you should do this? I am not you. I am not your soul evolution and all of that, right? Eureka, the good question. And I'll answer your question in a second because I have Sunflower's super chat first. Okay. Um, so when you're saying, is this worth fixing? Just know you're coming at him in a masculine energy. If you're going to, hey, Sarah, I see you, just 1 second. Okay, so that's the answer. If you're going to try and fix this, you're being out of alignment with your energetic core, and you have to understand that anxiety is running the show, not Florentina. Okay. Okay, sunflower. If I were to start dating again, would I feel okay physically? I've been nervous to see new people just out of fear of not feeling good. Girl, you got to take a risk. No risk, no reward. I think you're fine physically. I just feel like you need to just take it slow. You're similar to me in that you're all or nothing. Like I have to be fully ready or I'm not doing this shit at all, right? You are allowed to go slow and express your needs, right? So you're allowed to go out on a date. And then if you're starting to get tired or you feel your body kind of like not where you would like it to be in its optimum in that now moment feeling, you can say things like, I'm really tired. I've had such a great night. I'd love to see you again. That's how I would approach this. Yeah, of course you can start dating again. Yeah, you would feel you just have to take better care of yourself than you have in the past. You have to be really aware of how you're feeling and then express a need. My need right now is to take care of myself, which means I need to end this date, but this doesn't mean we can't go out again. It just means I have to build up a stamina. That's all. So yeah, you can definitely, your fear is going to block you. Your fear is going to block your blessings. So you got to tell your fear you're not the boss of me, right? All right, Sarah, if I start my own small business in the future, do you think a mobile vet clinic or a more traditional brick and mortar veterinary practice would be the best business model for me to pursue? Oh, that's such a good question. Such a good question. So here's the information I get about this. It's actually kind of like, I feel like it's a before and after type answer. Okay. So what the fuck do you mean by that, Terry? Okay, here I'm just trying to formulate it into words, the information I'm getting. I feel like for the mobile vet clinic, you'd be really, you can do like your quick stuff. Emergency, like if there's like a dog fight or something, ugh, like stitches, like quick stuff. Almost like I'm gonna kinda label it, but it may not be the best way to describe it, but, like, non-serious stuff, and I feel like you can start out doing that, but if you want to, but I feel like ultimately you should get into a brick and mortar type of thing where you'll have the stability because, there's something about, like, it's a great way to start off being mobile. 'Cause it's great to be convenient to people, right? You're very welcome, Florentina, you're very welcome. Um, like shots and stuff like that if there's a dog fight, but, and yeah, I know you can have, like, probably X-ray machines and all that, but I'm talking, like, deep stuff where I feel like you'll eventually be going, so that's why it feels like a before and after. I feel like you can start off doing mobile, but you'll end up doing the more brick and mortar type work. You're going to want more stability, you're going to want more anchoring, and that's where that's going to happen. um there's benefits to both. There's Hey Tracy, nice to see you. I'm well today, thank you very much. Just a little chilly. I think that's your best bet. That's what's coming up. You can start off doing mobile, but eventually you'll want that stability and just that anchoring down into like a more serious thing because you'll have an evolution as well. Okay. Sunflower, another question. I told Braden I was letting him go and curious as to how he's feeling. Hey, Tualio, I see you. Just 1 second. I told Braden I was letting him go and curious to see how he's feeling about that. I think like his ego's a bit bruised. This is a guy who's just not emotionally mature enough for you, right? So he's going to do as much as he can to have you, to like string you along, breadcrumb you, because he gets like an egotistical like kick from you, like, hey, at least I know somebody's interested in me. So I feel like you've kind of bruised his ego. And that's okay, but you're taking care of yourself, self-care. Me first and then you, right? I got to put the mask on myself first so that I can be there for you. He's proving he's not really being there for you. Like, what's he bringing to the table, right? So yeah, his I feel like his ego is a bit bruised. Okay. To Ilio, Terry, have fun at Disneyland. May I ask, will I lose all this weight finally? I'm having difficulty and I'm so heavy. Ugh. So here's what I want to say, because this is the information I get. When you can truly, because I don't want to say no, but I feel like it's not right now. Because you haven't gotten to that place where you want it bad enough. You want it bad enough to a certain level, but you don't want it bad enough until like to the point where you're ready to really love yourself and really go, nothing else matters but me. When you can get to that place, nothing else matters but me, the weight will come off. It's not going to be difficult. You'll be able to follow whatever diet or whatever thing you're going to do. Then it'll start coming off. But you have to get to the point where you love yourself more than anything else. And you're not there yet. So it's like a yes, but. Okay. So you can get there. You can get there. You just have to like really be so focused, and you have to always put yourself first. And you're not used to doing that. There's a lot of patterns and conditioning that you have to break first. And no, it's not going to be easy. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this, and I'm not going to BS you. Okay. Because I don't believe in that. You're the only one that can save yourself. Nothing outside of you will save this. No surgery, no quick fix, no pills, no nothing. It's you. Until you save yourself and you love yourself more than anything else, the answer is no. But that doesn't mean it can't happen once you start loving yourself. So you just have to get to that point, and I don't think you're at that point yet. Okay. So don't shoot the messenger. That's the information that I get. Okay. Yes, Tracy, I'm glad you caught me live as well. Um, Yurika, you mentioned in a private reading about a year ago that my ancestors fought in wars, and that's where my anxiety comes from. Really interesting. Yeah, I mean, especially women. So when a woman is born, she's got all the eggs that she's ever going to have, right? So just think of all your moms, grandmas, all of them. You come from that. All of that energy is in those eggs, which means you were an egg in all of those people before. That's the whole ancestral DNA, cellular imprints, right? Hey, Jules, so nice to see you. So nice to see you. You're welcome to Leo. I'm sorry. Crying is good. Crying is good. It releases energy. When we get to the point where we are in acceptance, I call it grace, because there's this feeling of true, honest, authentic letting go. You know? Tracy, right. We carry it all. Yeah, we do. Oh, hey, Linda Salazar. So I take I take personal questions through super chat. So feel free to super chat me and I will go ahead and hone in on your energy and answer your question. You're very welcome to, Leo. Jules, love your beanie, babe. It thinks it's so freaking cold. So like since I shaved my head, like it's growing back a lot, thankfully, and fast, but it's so much colder and I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to save money right now by not turning on my heater because I opened up today's session with how expensive my heating bill was and how like people are suffering so bad. Awful. Eureka. Is anxiety a form of masculine energy? Yes, it's masculine energy overdrive. So don't forget, we have both, every human has both feminine and masculine energy. And we should. And there are times we need to be in our masculine energy and times we need to be in our feminine energy. So that's really what all this is. It's like knowing when to use what when. The thing is when you're in overdrive of either feminine energy or masculine energy, then hey Sarah, I see you. 1 second. Then it's too much, so it's not balanced. So that's what anxiety is it's masculine energy overdrive. And if your core is feminine, you're fucked if you're going to be in overdrive. Like it is like you're really living out of alignment. Like you're not in your truth. You're in someone else's truth. All right, Sarah. Thanks, Terrie. I have a follow-up question. Do you see me working with primarily stray animals or owned pets in the future? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about in terms of like serious versus non-serious. I feel like if you're going to work with strays and you're just going to like be out and about, that's part of that travel thing. If I remember correctly, like I told you, you'd be traveling a lot, doing like vet travel stuff. I can't remember. You'll have to forgive me. This stuff goes right through me, right? But that's part of like this mobile thing of like traveling, right? So that feels more like strays. That feels more like out and about, not serious. That's what I mean by not serious. Like committed relationships, right? Like I have a committed relationship with my dog to her doctor, right? Anytime there's a problem, I always bring her to the same doctor. Um, you know, the doctor runs all the tests, all the things, but that's like a committed relationship. So the mobile gives you an opportunity to be out and about, strays, if there's a dog fight, something that needs to be done quickly, a vaccine, a shot, something like that. That's what I mean by like not serious. Commitment would be like that brick mortar. Hey, Amanda, I do see your super chat. Give me 1 second. I'm finishing up with Sarah here. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. So it's not necessarily who you're going to work with primarily. It's like who will eventually you do. And I think there's that transition, which is why I felt there's before and then there's after. I think you'll start off, or if you don't actually start off, I feel like it might be good for you to start off more mobile and then move into the more solid, secure, committed. You need to do what's best for you, okay? But you can do both. It doesn't have to be either or. You can do both, but it does feel like there's some sort of travel or there's some sort of like mobility. I really feel like you should be doing like exotic animals. Like if you can just go to zoos, travel to zoos all over the US or all over the world or something, that gives you that mobility and then eventually have your own like clinic. I don't know. That's the information that I get. Sunflower. I do see you, Amanda. I'm just trying to go in order of the receiving of the super chat. Sunflower. Am I going to be able to stay at my current job in the position that I want? I don't see why not. I'm not getting you couldn't. I do feel like there's something about you needing to catch up. So I don't know if it's just that you've let yourself go, you weren't working there for a while and you took a break. There is something where they feel you need to prove yourself to them. But that doesn't mean you have to leave. You just might be in this like kind of strange transition-y place where you have to show them like your commitment and your seriousness if you choose to stay, if you want to stay. That's the information that I get. But yeah, you can, but they are kind of just like watching you more. That's kind of what that feels like. Okay. Amenada. Okay, so I totally butchered your name, so I apologize. Amenada Salazar. Okay, so let me see if I can. Here we go. Here's your question. I've been planning a big move to Southern California this summer to be closer to my partner. Will this move go smoothly this year? Um, I'm not getting I'm not getting very like many heads up buttercup alerts. I think there might be your typical standard. Well, yeah. So, mm, I think everything's generally going to go smoothly, but I feel like you'll have to do some follow-up stuff with like the stupid fucking customer service people. Like so many people are I don't get it. If any of you guys work in customer service, please, 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 please consider that the person you're talking to has no idea what they're talking about, which is why they're coming to you for help. And I think that might be the thing. Like, I'm not getting big heads up buttercup alerts as of right now. So in terms of just like textbook stuff, yeah, but like if you have to follow up on an invoice, like maybe they'll double charge you or just an example like that. It's in the follow up with customer service where I feel like things may not go so smooth as of right now, as of this conversation in this now moment. I'm not really getting. Yeah, you just wanna make sure that you're choosing this in your own authentic self for real reasons for, like, being honest and true to you, there shouldn't be any problems. As long as you're moving there for you and not for him or her, and just being in authenticity with it. Like, yeah, this is right for me to do. There shouldn't be any problems. I'm not really getting many problems. I'm just getting like annoyances and like little irks. And that's standard and typical with anything. So that's why it's just, that's what I'm getting. I hope that helps. Okay. Amanda, ha ha ha. Totally understand the customer service part. Thank you. You're very welcome. So Sunflower's trip went well and she did better than she expected. See, that's why we cannot, you guys. That's why we cannot let anxiety run the show because it is assigning outcomes and results that may not even freaking happen. Right? We have to allow for miracles to happen. Jules, we moved so many times with the military. One time they charged us for household goods twice. I was in a panic. Good luck. Oh, poor Jules. Listen, even with my toe, you guys, anxiety is a scam. It is. It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. Even with my toe, when I stubbed it, I was like, oh my God, by tomorrow I'm going to be in so much pain the day after that and like 3 days after that and I'm not going to be able to go to Disneyland. And I was like, dude, what is the truth? The truth is I don't know. The truth is I'm uncertain how this healing process is going to be. So if I keep assigning the outcome and trying to control it just so that I feel better, that's fucked up because I'm not leaving any space for the universe to work with me. Right? So every time I would have like this thought, I'd be like, Terrie, you don't know what's really going to happen. I got to tell you, today's the first day that like I'm in probably 75% less pain than I have been. And I don't really believe that if I kept saying there's no way I'm going to be able to be at Disneyland, if I didn't and myself in this situation, I think I really feel like I'm going to have a happy time tomorrow at Disneyland. I really feel like I'm going to enjoy myself or be really, really focused and attuned into the areas and the times when I'm having happiness or joy, right? I didn't try and control this. And I'm like, all right, you know what? It is what it is. This is how my toe's going to be. I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. And I really feel like I've been giving a chance to the universe to perform a miracle in my healing. So I'm very grateful to that for that, right? Because I didn't feed into the anxiety of it. Sunflower. Will my hunger be back to normal sooner than later? It amped up while I was recovering, but it's kind of tamed now. I think what it feels like to me is you're going to have a new normal of your hunger. Right now it's this recalibration period because you're getting to whatever your normal is. So I don't think it's going to be normal again. I think it's going to be a new normal, which is not normal. So, your best bet, like I practiced over and over and over and continue to practice over and over and over with my toe and the healing, is I have no idea what's going to happen. So, I'm just going to allow it to happen. So when you're constantly trying to log and track, well, what's my hunger like and what's, this is this a new normal and I lost it and I got it. You're not allowing it to recreate itself. You're controlling, you're trying to assign what your hunger is going to be just so you know. The thing is you're in a recalibration period and you need to be open to whatever happens and make sure you're getting all the right nutrients and all of that, of course. But what if it, like, what if it's not your normal anymore? What if you have a new normal, right? Is that bad? Is it good? What kind of judgment are you going to put on yourself, right? Jules, you stubbed it to become the Arnold strong toe. Oh my God, I don't know what that means, but that's funny. I don't know what that means though, but haha. Tracy, my teen daughter and I are moving from the West Coast to the East with best friend of 43 years. Wait, my teen daughter and I are moving from the West Coast to the East Coast with my best friend of 43 years, as she and her hubby bought a house with a place for us. Will my daughter, Scarlett, flourish in our new home? Oh, well, I do feel okay. I feel like you're hoping it's going to be right away that the flourishing happens. And I don't think the flourishing is going to happen right away. Just like I was telling Sunflower, there's an integration period, a recalibration, because you're literally leaving one energetic environment to another energetic environment, and it's going to take time to process that energy. And in that process, there can be depression and sadness because things are not the way they used to be. And there's an expectation of how they should be. And I don't think that expectation is going to be met. So I do feel like Scarlett is going to take some time before the flourishing happens. How much time, I don't know. But the more you check in on her, the longer it's going to take. Allow her to be in her own schedule. Allow her to feel the way she feels. Allow her to move through at the pace that she needs to, and she'll actually get through faster, right? You can't live somebody's experience for them, but you can support them and hold their hand through it, right? And see, that's what the whole thing about trauma is about, right? Trauma is not about the actual incident that happens. It's how are you being held? How are you being supported? How are you being guided after the event? That's what causes the trauma, not the event itself. The event itself is traumatic, but how are you being held and supported after the event? That's where the attachment and the association happens, and the imprint in the body happens, right? So it could very well be a traumatic experience for her to move. I don't know. I'm not getting that. But I just don't. What I feel is like you're going to want her to move quicker than she's capable of. And that's where you can screw shit up. And you can screw her up. You can make this a traumatic experience for her. Sorry. I just tell it like it is. I don't BS. I don't sugarcoat. So if you allow her to move at her own pace and have her feelings and let her express herself the way she needs to, this can be really great and she will flourish. So it's a yeah, but I hope that helps. Hey, Afton, nice to see you. Are tarot cards accurate? It's a good question. I would say it's going to depend on the objectivity of the reader. Jules, Tracy, we had 2 kids in school with each move we did. Just be there for her and make sure your support is strong as well. Good luck with the move. We loved driving across the country. And Tracy, the fact that she wants to move, that's awesome. You know, but it's like we want things, and then when we're actually in them, they're kind of different, right? So just support her through the process. I think she's going to be just fine. Okay. Oh, Tracy, you're so sweet. I'm going to take that love. I'm going to absorb it and mush it in. Yeah. I want that love. Thank you, Tracy. Afton, I'm having a really hard time. I wish I knew what the right thing to do about a situation. Well, the thing is the more you think about it, the further from the truth you're going to get. So you have to just let it play out in order for the revelation and the discovery of what to do can show up for you. Right? Sarah, Chelsea is so cute. She just poked her little head up into the video. Oh, she is cute. She has major anxiety. Oh my God, this poor little girl. I actually have to drug her up before I take her to the vet. It's sad. Otherwise, she poops all over the place. Literally shits like every 2 seconds, leaving a trail everywhere. It's horrible. This poor girl. This poor girl. That's the problem. Well, that's why it sucks. Like that's one of the challenges about rescuing a puppy from the pound is like you don't know what they went through, you know? All I know is that she was neglected and came from a situation where she was like it was a hoarding situation. She had nutrition, so she wasn't underweight and she's physically healthy, but emotionally she is fucked up. And I'm doing my best to try and make her feel safe. Like it is not easy, man. It is not easy. This poor little girl. And she's very sensitive to sounds. Like I feel if she were human, she would be on the autism spectrum. She's very sensitive, very, very sensitive. So she is cute though. She's super freaking cute. I love this kid. I love her so much. I love her so much. Jules is saying, I found it's hard to read for yourself. I have moon cards and they just kind of play off those. It's fun. Often, according to some people, they'll think I'll marry a specific person. However, I just don't know if I should move on or not. It's weird and confusing. Yeah, you're the only one that can make that decision. Do not let anybody else tell you what to do. You're the only one that can make that decision. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Donna. Yeah, for sure, especially a big decision like that. All right, you guys, today's session has come to a close. Don't forget, Friday we'll be doing meditation. And if you can't join us live, totally cool. You can watch the replay. Absolutely. That's why I keep them up. Right, monkey? Right, monkey bed? Sarah, it's too bad you're not local. I would have you look at her. She's got anal gland issues. Woo! Anyways, so great seeing you guys. How do you tell that person that they know you're it and you're it for them? I don't, it's complicated. It is so complicated. You're welcome, Yurika. Yes, thank you. My intention is to just really do a deep dive into the happiness and the joy that I'm experiencing tomorrow, in spite of any pain I might experience or discomfort, right? It's an experiment, right? When we, because we have anxiety, if we learn to come from a place of curiosity instead of fear, which is what the anxiety is, when we're curious about something, that information can come to us. And information and data is medication for us, right? That's what cures anxiety, is information and data, right? So when we're curious about something, we don't block the information, right? We don't activate law of repulsion. We actually allow it to come in, and we can then receive, oh, this is what I should do for my next step, right? But it's a step-by-step process. So all right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you Friday. Stay connected. Bye, guys.